Mama Selena for African Daisy, and I hope that you're having a fantastic week. It is Wednesday in the Word. Woo! Anyway, yes, I hope that you really had a fantastic week. We have been. It has been glorious, to say the least. It's been a good week. Just resting. I've actually been resting a lot this week, but not for just because. So it's been really nice. Selena is almost done with school, so they really just don't have very much going on at school right now. So that's maybe, I would say, a little bit exciting for her, and they will soon close out fifth grade, grade 5, which is so crazy that already. Yes, I feel like we just registered her and she is now done. So yes, but she is doing fantastic, and we are Brian and I are just so proud of her. So anyway, we had a really great trip recently to Rondo. So I will post maybe a short clip on that. I don't know if I have enough to do a whole thing, but I will do maybe like a short clip on our trip to Rondo. It was very beautiful, and it's so worth it. It's only 2 hours away from where we live here in Eldorado. It's not far, and it's just a really nice getaway if you like hiking and just like being away from it all. So anyway, that's kind of what we had been doing. And so we are in Proverbs, and we're now in Proverbs 4. So we started with Proverbs 1. We're now in Proverbs 4. So we're just going to go through the Proverbs. They are amazing, as you know. So anyway, let's read Proverbs 4. Get my spectacles here. It says, "Hear, O children, the instruction of a father, and pay attention and be willing to learn so that you can gain understanding and intelligent discernment. For I give you good doctrine. Do not turn away from my instruction. When I was a son with my father David, tender and only son in the sight of my mother Bathsheba, he taught me and said to me, let your heart hold fast to my words. Keep my commandment to live. Get skillful and godly wisdom. Acquire understanding. Actively seek spiritual discernment, mature comprehension, and logical interpretation. Do not forget nor turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not turn away from your wisdom, and she will guard and protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you." I just want to say something here that I just think is really important, and that is so he's telling us, get skillful in verse 5. Get skillful in godly wisdom, acquire understanding, actively seek spiritual discernment, mature comprehension, and logical interpretation. Do not forget or turn away from the words of my mouth. So he's talking about their pursuing, seeking, learning, knowing, right? And I just want to encourage us that this isn't just for pastors, or, this was a king that was saying this. It isn't just for kings. This is for us. The scriptures were given to us, right? For us also. So this is for us to also seek, discern, acquire, right? That's something that we are to do. So I just want to encourage us so that we do not get deceived, because deception is real. The enemy wants to steal, kill, and destroy, and he will cause all sorts of deception. He will cause all sorts of confusion. He will even bring all sorts of lies your way to tell you that it's not for you, it's for other people, you don't have to. The preacher, I'll just ask the preacher, I'll just ask, someone else. It is for us to study and show ourselves approved, each of us, right? So just want to encourage us in that. Okay. Do not turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forget or turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not turn away from her wisdom, and she will guard and protect you. It says, do not turn away from wisdom, and she will guard and protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you. The beginning of wisdom is get skillful, godly wisdom. It is preeminent. And with all acquiring, get understanding, actively seek spiritual discernment, mature comprehension, and logical interpretation. Prize wisdom and exalt her, and she will exalt you. She will honor you if you embrace her. She will place on your head a garland of grace. She will present you with a crown of beauty and glory. Hear, my son, and accept my sayings, and the years of your life will be many. Okay, I just want to stop there real quick. What does it say here in verse 10? Hear, my son. Okay, so this is Bathsheba. This is what his mother was telling him. So I want to encourage us mothers out there to speak wisdom, to encourage, to lead our children, to speak life over our children, to guide them in the way that they should go, okay? Because God put us in that place to raise our children. Something I also want to encourage you mothers out there, if you are single, if you are stay-at-home moms, let me go there. If you are stay-at-home moms, I would encourage you. I want to encourage you so much. Do not get discouraged, especially here in Kenya. I just want to encourage you that it's not very accepted to be a stay-at-home mom. But I want to encourage you, 20 years down the line, 18 years down the line, I promise you, those other mothers will wish they had stayed at home. Now, I'm not talking about single mothers. I'm not talking about those of you who are your husbands are not providing for you. That's not what I'm talking about. Some of you have to work. You have to go out there and work. I'm talking about those of you that are married. The husband is there. Husbands, you need to provide for your family. Okay? So I just want to also say that there. So you husbands, you need to be providing. And when it says it's your family, it's the one that you created. It isn't talking about your mom and your dad and your brothers and your sisters. This is talking about the one you created. You left your mother and father and cleaved to your wife, became one with your wife to now work together with your wife, right? And so then you decide to have children, right? So now your job, the Bible says that if you don't take care of that family, you're worse than an infidel. It doesn't mean that you cannot help your mother and your, father and your brothers and sisters. It doesn't mean that. It means that you are responsible for the family that you created. And if you don't take care of them, that's what that means. So anyway, so when it says, hear my son, here in verse 10, and accept my sayings, it's so beautiful because we know that this was the mother was talking to her son. And so we as mothers, whether you have a daughter or a son, we can speak life. And I just want to encourage you mothers out there, speak life over your children. Pay attention to what you're thinking. Pay attention to what comes out of your mouth. Make sure it's speaking life. Do not ever curse your children. I'm telling you, it's just, come on. We can do this. We can love our children. We can see them succeed. And so I just want to encourage us in that. Okay, so let's keep going. It says, hear my son and accept my sayings, and the years of your life will be many. I have instructed you in the way of skillful and godly wisdom. I have led you in upright paths. When you walk, your steps will not be impeded, for your path will be clear and open. And when you run, you will not stumble. Take hold of instruction, actively seek it, grip it firmly, and do not let go. Guard her, for she is your life. That is interesting, isn't it? In verse 13, take hold of instruction, actively seek it and grip it. Actively seek instruction. Be willing to learn. Do not be so much, it's like we have everything figured out. Don't act like you got it all figured out, that you can't take instruction. Seek it, grip it, right? And do not let go. Guard her, for she is your life. Isn't that interesting? Do not enter the path of the wicked, and do not go to the way of evil men. Avoid it. Do not travel on it. Turn away from it and pass on. For the wicked cannot sleep unless they do evil, and they are deprived of sleep unless they make someone stumble and fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. For the path of the just, the righteous, is like the light of dawn that shines brighter and brighter until it reaches the full length and glory in the perfect day. The way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know over what they stumble. My son, pay attention to my words and be willing to learn. Open your ears to my sayings. Do not let them escape from your sight. Keep them in the center of your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and healing and health to all their flesh. Isn't that interesting? Do not let them escape from your sight. Keep them in the center of your heart, for they are the life to those who find them, and healing and health to all their flesh. Watch over your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. Put away from you a deceitful, lying, misleading mouth, and put devious lips far from you. Let your eyes look directly ahead toward the path of moral courage, and let your gaze be fixed straight in front of you toward the path of integrity. Consider well and watch carefully the path of your feet, and all the ways will be steadfast and sure. Do not turn away to the right nor the left, where evil may lurk. Turn your foot from the path of evil. This is so beautiful. There's so much in Proverbs. And anyway, but one of the things I want to encourage us is that the word is there for us, right? God put his words on page for us. And I just want to encourage us this is actually legitimate. And you say, yeah, I tried that God stuff and this doesn't work. And I'm even a Christian. But God never works in my behalf. Okay. And then I like what often, like for example, let's look at this one. My son, pay attention to my words and be willing to learn. Open your ears to my sayings. Do not let them escape from your sight. Okay, so we have to be willing to learn. So if I am following Jesus and it seems like everything is going wrong in my life, it seems like, things aren't working out the way that I want them to, on and on and on, right? Am I willing to learn? Am I actively seeking instructions? Because there's somebody, when I see somebody doing better than me, am I jealous of them? Or do I actively seek instructions? Do I go to them and say, hey, please help me? Now, one thing I want to say here, for those Kenyans here, some of the problem can be this. You need to be discerning of who you seek here. Because there are really good people here. There are very good people here. But there is a lot of issues of people not wanting you to succeed. They might be doing well and they're not wanting you. So I always feel a little bit like this. If you go to somebody and they're not trying to help you succeed, they're trying to, it's really difficult. You can't get into this, blah, blah, blah. And they kind of write you off. I do feel a little bit like that, okay, they're not the person. Continue. Actively seek. Continue going. Because that person either legitimately is not doing something right, or their character is not good. Because if I am doing well and someone comes to me and asks please, I need your advice. What do I do about this? It is in my belief, my whatever, to share with them how they can also succeed. Because for me, there are people that I've seen that I'm like, oh my goodness, they have done exceptionally well. And so what have they done? What did they do? And pursuing people and reaching out and getting a hold of it and saying, okay, it says, pay attention to my words and be willing to learn. I think a lot of times, even in my own life, I can look at that and say, there have been times in my life when I was not willing to learn. Maybe even sometimes I went and asked, but I wasn't actually at a place of being willing to learn because I can justify or give all the excuses. Yeah, but this and this and this and this. And when I get to a place of stopping, not giving excuses, then I'm able to learn, right? When I'm able to go with a heart that says, I want to learn. Because, we get in school, like Selena's in school, But now I'm not in school, in the physical school like she's going to, but that doesn't mean I stop learning. And it shouldn't mean that we stop learning because we're not in school. It should be that we are learning. And some of you are rushing off to go to university, and which is okay if that's what you want to do, or you believe that God has called you to go there. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would even say that 80%, let me do a modest number. I believe, I don't have facts other than what I've seen. There are people who have gone to college, got their degrees, and actually became what they went for. You know, you see doctors and RNs and nurses, you see those people. They actually went, and you see them, they're practicing. So they actually went and did what they went to college for. But a good portion, I won't say a number just so I don't get in trouble here with people. A good portion of people who go to college go get degrees, but don't ever do what it is that they went to do. And my encouragement to you is this. If you want to go to college, you know that God is saying you're supposed to go. This is what you're supposed to go. You know, you need to go. If you're going to be a doctor or something, you need to go and learn, right? So there are things that you do need to go. But if you don't have a sense that God is calling you to go there, it doesn't mean that you stop learning. You yourself, you know, we have the ability, I don't know where it is. Oh, you have the ability to pick up your phone and go online and find out a lot of information. Did you know that there are free courses? There are free college courses that you can take. You don't even have to go to college courses. You could just even learn things, learn how to make money, learn how to, you can study on your own. There's books. There are books. There's the Bible, Proverbs. Oh my goodness, it's a good book, but you got to study it. You can't just say like, yeah, I read through it. You got to study the book, right? If you're going to go to school and they give you a book to read for a subject, history or whatever it is, you got to study it, don't you? You don't just randomly read it and then just hope for the best. You study it, don't you? So that you know it. So it's the same way. So I just want to encourage us that no matter where we are in our life, that we're continually learning, that we continue to learn, we continue to grow. And God is so good in that. So seek wisdom, pursue it, because God is so faithful. And so whether you're a believer or not, and you think that God has done for you things or he has not done things for you, are you walking it out? It's the thing is this. It's not about me doing things so God does things. It's not about that. But the reality is this. He gives us a choice. And when I say I love God, and when I say I love him, and I believe that Jesus is who he says he is and all that, then if it's true that I believe that, then there's going to be fruits of that. There's going to be evidence of that. If I say I love my child, there's evidence of that. If I say I love my husband, there's evidence, right? There has to be evidence. If I just say words, then there's no evidence that I actually love the child. It's just words. It means nothing. And God is the same way. He has given us a choice. We can love him. We don't have to. But he's asking us to choose him because he knows to not choose him is the way. We don't want to go that way, right? So I just want to encourage us to pursue God in everything, okay? And when we're wondering why things aren't going the way we are, sometimes, yes, sometimes it's a spiritual battle that we're going through because the enemy wants to steal, kill, and destroy. Sometimes it's just because I'm not seeking it. Sometimes it's just because I'm not willing to learn. Sometimes it's just because, what does it say here? Open my ears to my sayings and do not let them escape from your sight, and keep them in the center of my heart, for they are life to those who find them and healing and health to all their flesh. Watch over your heart with all diligence, for from it flows the springs of life. Keep my words. What words am I saying? So I'm asking God to bless me and to do all these things for me and protect me and da, da, da. And I'm not watching over my mouth. God tells us to watch over our mouth. I heard one preacher say that sometimes we need to go home and get our mouths saved, that our mouths have not, but it shows what's in our heart, really what comes out. And so God wants us to be, so anyway, let's trust him in the process. If we say that he is who he says he is, we believe that he is who he says he is, let's love him, trust him, right? Pursue him, seek him, and get wisdom and be willing to learn, right? And so anyway, and also speak life to people. Watch what our mouths are saying, okay? So anyway, I love you all. I hope that you're having a great week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.